We'll try this and see how it works.
Va. Let's go.
Hi, Eric.
Hola, papá. Mucho gusto. This is Erik, live from Ensenada Art District.
From the Ensenada Art District.
Well, that's what I like to call it.
And why do you call it that?
I mean, when I used to travel, I kind of do still travel. I'm always looking for like a place where I like to hang out, drink a beer, buy a souvenir. So usually it's an art district from a different place.
Okay.
But Ensenada, I believe, already has one. It's just there's no name for it.
And so you're creating it.
Kinda. It's just an idea. So it's more like a movement, not necessarily a brand.
Okay. It's cool. And so your bar here is a part of that movement.
Yes, this is the first attempt of a hospitality business around it.
Yeah.
Ahorita viene el bartender. Buen provecho. Tenemos pocas también. Alright, sorry.
That's alright. The joys of running a bar.
So yeah, that's how it started, pretty much. And I don't know. I like to think that. I used to think. It's not that I like to think that the economy of Ensenada would never. I always had dreams of creating my own venue, but I always thought of doing them outside instead of here.
Okay, more like festivals or?
No. Like when opening a bar, I always thought about doing it somewhere else. It wasn't until recently that I started working here, or more like when I started conceptualizing this idea in a warehouse, where I started getting the feeling of all right, there's people that already share this idea. Maybe Ensenada has always been the place for me to start something like that, and it turned out to be true.
You're born and raised here, right?
I was born and raised in this exact same street, which is First Street and
Calle Primera?
in Alvarado. Yeah, it's my whole life.
Wow.
So it's very.
But you ventured out and worked outside of Ensenada for a while?
I venture out in Mexico a lot with hospitality businesses, but they were never mine. I was always working or curating an event for a hotel brand or someone within the hospitality business.
Right.
But not necessarily mine or my family's.
And you've had this bar for how long now?
6 months.
6 months? And how's it going?
It's going pretty well. I mean, I'm not at the stage to say we're financially successful,
Right.
but a lot of obstacles have been made, not made. How do you say when you reach
Overcome?
Yeah, like the alcohol permit. We had to finance that in 6 months, and we did it in 5.
Wow.
A lot of music, a lot of art, a lot of food, shared within the community of creative people from here and also from outside of here, which I've always liked to portray. I'm always trying to bring certain ideas or shows that could possibly bring people from outside and meet Ensenada, because that's really what the goal is.
And what's the type of music that you promote?
Regularly is DJs.
Yeah.
Because we are obviously not at the budget or the requirements of sound and equipment.
Yeah.
But we had some bands. We had Clubs, who are from Monterrey. We had Capilla from LA. And we had Sonido Gallo Negro recently. But it's always a hybrid. So they're mixing digital stuff with acoustic or singing. Like
Life on Planets too, right?
Exactly, like Life on Planets, because I'm always looking for that element of performance when I curate a show.
Right.
To me, it's exciting. So
yeah, for sure.
It's really cool when I get to see the production live. And since it's a very intimate place, right now where we at, we can hold probably 20 people.
Yeah.
But downstairs we can host 80 people, so we have 100 people around when we're actually packed.
Yeah.
I started with performers that I worked with before, because obviously it was an advantage that we had to take to start with.
Right.
And I'm happy to say that a lot of people are reaching us now. We have Vanessa Zamora, who's an artist from TJ, coming soon. We have Midnight Generation, probably. Well, I'm actually over-speaking because I really haven't paid any of these people.
Okay.
But there's people reaching us out, and to me, that's what the Ensenada Art District values or sells, which is an idea of an art district in Ensenada. And to be quite honest, I don't really have to look for talent outside.
No.
I used to be a talent seeker until I realized that Ensenada is filled with talented people.
It is.
this project, which is the first one from the Ensenada Art District, is called La Capilla Speakeasy. Not because it was the easiest. Running a bar is not easy at all, but because it was a way to communicate here. A lot of people are winemakers, beer makers, and
pizza makers.
Like shout out to my boy Habs. But no, actually, because there was an element in the gastronomy, hospitality scene here. Like a lot of people who've worked and been raised in Ensenada have always grew up in this environment. I grew up in that environment too, but I was trying to run away from it because I always saw my family like struggle with it.
Okay.
But now I'm back where I was trying to run away from, and I'm doing it in the street where I grew up, and it's like a.
And people are coming.
And people are coming, which is a blessing, and it's really interesting because, like I said at the beginning of the interview, I tend to look outside to do what I was best at, which was working in show business, and now I'm like recreating it in my own venue with the friends that I made along the way, and with I guess the people I met in my journey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I obviously did not have this plan at all. I can't believe I'm running a bar right now because if you would have seen what I was developing the idea, you'd be like, this is a dump. It was like literally a warehouse, and it was just me and some friends drinking wine and making drinks. Now it's a whole team. I can't say that I am the Ensenada Art District or La Capilla because there's so many people who like help me day to day. So I like to say I'm just like a tool.
Yeah. You're a bit of a pioneer though. This is a first.
Sort of, because that's kind of like my main job here. Like keep everybody not aligned, but like how do you say?
In Espanol?
Not motivated. It's not like I'm a cheerleader. It's more like
yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
So every day I wake up and I'm hungry to do something in Ensenada, or like do something different, or do something creatively. And I try to bring that out of everybody I work with.
Right.
So it's kind of like if I work with an
pizza
artist,
makers, graffiti artists,
pizza
mixologists like
maker,
Danny here.
mixologist. I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course. Hi, Danny.
You want chips?
Sure, I love some chips.
That's what the sun says.
What does it say?
You're not crazy.
You have me a coffee?
Of course.
Of course.
You can't get high on your own supply, so all I do is
chips
eat
and
chips,
juice.
drink hot chocolate or coffee. Anyways, where were we?
I can't remember.
Sorry. Also,
Aside
part of my
from-
job is to be a facilitator,
Facilitator, that's the word we were looking for.
I guess.
Yeah.
Is it? What was I saying?
Motivator, I don't know. You're bringing people together. And
Exactly.
you're bringing people together who have certain skills that
And
wanna
somehow,
build.
I'm very good at like. That's why
Facilitating that.
I have a history of working with artists. I guess I was always trying to be the artist, but I ended up helping a lot of artists be artists. And now it's like
I understand that.
not trying to. It's not that I'm not trying to do that anymore, but I feel like yeah, I'm very busy.
Very busy. But you love it.
Of course, because at one point, the people that I work with
Yeah.
were up and coming,
Yes.
and
And now they've
now that they've reached like, I'm not saying like the top of the career, but like that momentum
yes.
is when I'm also having this movement like start, and it's really interesting because logistically we're like an hour away from the border,
Right.
so it really works for me to work with them, because if they're touring, they're in California or Tijuana, which is also a major city.
Right.
But yeah, I guess I'm blessed to be from Ensenada.
It's a great city.
Anyways, what's the next question?
No, that was really it. I mean, okay, one last question. Speakeasy.
Okay.
Explain to me what a speakeasy is.
I'm terrible at this. Because the definition of what a speakeasy is not the definition of what my speakeasy is.
Okay, so what's your speakeasy?
So to me, it was very important that the place did not have a name or a logo.
Right.
More like a drawing or like a... In Spanish, they're called isótopos, which is like an image that represents like an idea.
Yes, I love your logo.
So we never really did like the whole like marketing stuff or like trying to like have that like commercial image, because every time I see a person meet the bar or the show or the experience for the first time, it's always so exciting to me to see their face.
Yeah.
Because we're like literally on First Street and there's like these two beautiful trees.
Yeah.
We're like covering it where the Speakeasy is, which is in the second floor of a old school nightclub. And I don't know, I feel like that like cohesive moment that we managed to create when they walk here for the first time and try a drink for the first time, listen to it like a record for the first time, or I don't know, taste something for the first time. It's really what the Speakeasy represents for me. But a Speakeasy is bootlegger inspired. Muchas gracias, Dani. Gracias. ¿Y estas tacitas? ¿Son las de la posada? Sí. Beautiful. Salud.
Oh,
Salud.
thank you. Salud. Gracias.
What was that again?
We're talking about Speakeasy,
I also suffer from a personality disorder.
which is
People call me huesos here.
what's
Some-
huesos?
Huesos is like my performance, egocentric side, or I like
Okay.
to define it as this. It's a nickname.
Okay, what does huesos translate to?
Bones, actually.
Bones. Okay.
So sometimes it's him talking and not me. Eric David's a family man.
Bones is your alter ego?
Kinda. Nah, I'm just kidding. I just like to portray it as that because it was like my nickname when I was not bullied, but like in Mexico we give everything a nickname.
Right.
So when I was young, I used to be very fat,
Okay.
or I was trying to use a wiser word. I couldn't
Chubby?
find it. I was filled with love,
Okay.
and my mother kept telling me that I wasn't fat, that I had fake bones, which in English it's not even funny. You know, it's like kind of sad to listen, but in Spanish it was kind of like hilarious
Yep.
that I said that and it became a nickname.
Okay.
But with the years, when the years passed, it kind of became like my alter ego, I guess, or like my performance
Yes.
side.
Former name, your artist name, Huesos? Bones.
Anyways, people call me Huesos here. My real name is Erik David, and that's my story.
And that's your story. And one last thing, you have a toy drive coming up. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Very important. That's actually the present moment right now.
Yes, right now.
Obviously, I'm not the person behind the foundation. I was just looking for a foundation. I was reaching foundations to work with, and this one was very helpful and very easy to communicate with.
Right.
They're called Georgina. They're based in Tijuana. They're helping kids with HIV since like the early 2000s. And the whole toy drive, it's just a way of us giving back and saying thank you. Obviously, with the future of the Ensenada Art District or the TJ Art District or Baja California in general.
Yes.
And the dynamic or the activity is very simple. It's just bring a toy to La Capilla. We'll receive it right here, or Danny, or Jero, or Wada, whoever you bump into La Capilla, and they'll give you a ticket, and it's like a golden ticket. So basically, the golden ticket, you can use it for any show that we have,
Okay.
but we're really aiming for the Christmas party, which is with Grenda, and it's like a new album release.
Oh, cool. And that's on what day?
I'm sorry, that was a very long commercial.
That's on the. No, that's good.
It's Friday the 23rd of December here in La Capilla, Grenda, toy drive, bring a toy, get a ticket, and that's my story. Huesos, bye-bye.
But one last question. So
Another question, let's
why
go.
why was it not a local charity here in Ensenada? I know you told me that the other day.
To be quite honest, I if I would have taken the time, I would have like found one that would help us out. But all of them would send me like
It's a lot of
complicated.
red tape.
I just didn't really have a lot of time.
Extra time to fill out paperwork.
Georgina
and
was super grateful, super communicative.
it was easy.
It was easy.
It was easy. This is a speakeasy.
So we need easy stuff.
Yes.
Because we're doing a lot.
There's so much going on.
And I'm very grateful. We're about to close the year. And I don't know, I feel like there's some magnetism here. I guess that's why Pepa's here interviewing me today.
Yep.
And I guess that's where the magic is at. Or that's where the goal is at.
Cool beans. Thanks, Eric.
Nah.